Thank you so much, Rico. Thank you so much. Well, you guys ready to have a little bit of fun this morning?
Absolutely.
All right. I hope you're wide awake. I hope you've had plenty of coffee and donuts. You got the sugar. We're not quite to the sugar crash because we're going to go, go, go. All right. So, content marketing and authority positioning. What's all this? Well, we're going to find out right now. First thing I want to ask you is, what do we all have in common? What is it that we all do? We all solve problems for our customers. I need to sell my house.
Sold.
I need some automobile insurance. I need to get my financial planning done. I'm 6'5", I can't make my shirt fit. My roof just got blown off. I've got a problem. I'm looking for somebody to solve that problem. Now, you remember I asked you a little while ago, think about a problem that you solved for somebody in the last 30 days. This is just a reminder. I'll come back to that in a minute. So we all in agreement, we all solve problems, right? That's how we make money. Okay, well, that's what we do. What do customers with problems do? And back in the day, they used to get to the yellow pages. And that's why people would spend, I had a client who would spend $10,000 a month on a double truck full color ad for his DUI attorney practice, because people didn't pick up the book until they already had a problem. That was the most qualified prospect you could possibly get. Now, what do people do today? They don't pick up the phone book. They go to Google. And instead of the phone book publishers making all the money, it's Google that makes all the money, because we go to Google when we have a problem and we ask, how do I fix it? Now, when we run that search, what do we get? We get what are called search engine results. What are search engine results? We see web pages, we see blog articles, we see white papers, we see social media posts, we see videos, we see all of these things, books, book reviews. That's how Google makes their money. If they didn't give us effective, targeted answers to our questions, they would be out of business tomorrow. So what Google is always looking for is the information to answer your question. Now, here we go again. I want everybody in the room who in the last 30 days used their specialized knowledge and the unique access to resources they have to craft a customized solution for a customer. Did you raise your hand? Okay, now every one of you, please keep your hand in the air, who did that, who can also tell me where I can find that story online right now, keep your hand in the air. For you, anybody else? Gresham, all right, and Marlene, that's great. That guy's a ringer, get him out of here. Okay, see, that's the problem. All of your unique knowledge and caring and all of the solutions and all the answers to all the problems, they're all locked in your heart and in your mind. And unless I can get myself right in front of you face to face, there's no way for me to access that information. There's no way for me to find the answers to my questions. So I go back to Google and I look for somebody who did do that. You end up, as a friend of mine would refer to it, as not only invisible, but also irrelevant online. So, what about instead if you decided to assume the mantle of the generous educator and advocate for the success of your target market and decided to invest the time, treasure, and trouble into publishing these stories and telling how to solve these problems online and offer the information at no charge, simply as a service to your marketplace? You would then become a content marketer. You would then become a true subject matter expert. And you wouldn't be saying, hey, I'm an expert. You'd be saying, hey, here's some solutions to your problems. And other people say, that person's the expert. Now, content marketing, holy cow. What is that? Well, you can read this whole thing. And by the way, I'll be distributing this slide deck, as well as I'm capturing a recording of it, and I'll be combining that with the slide deck to create a video so you can go through this again later if I'm going too quickly. The bottom line is, you're creating and distributing relevant and valuable content, bottom line, with the objective of driving profitable customer action. So that's what content marketing is. What is content? Oops. It's all those same things that Google shows you when you're asking questions and running searches. It's the blog postings, it's the social postings, it's the videos, it's the white papers. So you say, Frank, I don't speak all those languages. I don't speak Facebook, I don't speak Twitter, I don't speak YouTube. I also don't have the time to put forth all of this content. What can I do? Well, all you have to do is speak to Mike. Okay? I draw it out of you. We sit down, we do some strategizing as far as the questions we want answered, how we're going to structure the content, et cetera, et cetera. But once we've done that, all you need to spend is a short amount of time with me every month. So this is how easy I make it. Okay? This is a former client of mine. No. All you have to do is give me less than 60 minutes per month to draw all of that stuff out of you that's in your heart and mind and answer the questions that are on the minds of your clients. Then I transcribe, edit, repurpose, and distribute it globally. You don't have to worry about that. Now, let me give you a few examples of people that I've done this for. Back in 2004, Jerry Boucher approached me. He wanted to be on the radio. He wanted to be like Rick Edelman, only talking about residential real estate. Well, it took a lot of time and a lot of money, but we got him on WMAL, and Jerry and I were on the radio for 83 episodes. And we did live remotes, and we did a whole bunch of other stuff. That was the top-rated one-hour weekend show in our third Arbitron book. In 2007, Dr. Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI, hired me to create the official BNI podcast. And he's about to publish his 500th episode. There have been millions of downloads, and I approached him with the idea of this because this was a way that he could communicate on an intimate level weekly with his tens of thousands of members spread out around the globe. He liked the idea. Apparently, he still likes the idea. Steve Kahn had a book on his bucket list for 1 million years that he never got written, but he really wanted to get it done. And I helped him get that across the finish line, and he became a #1 Amazon bestseller with this book. It's currently in Kindle and paperback editions and soon to come out in hardcover. Russ Prager is a guy I met here in Old Town and moved to South Carolina. I wanted to call him the Dog Whisperer. That name was taken. I wanted to call him the Doggy Llama. That name was taken. This guy's incredible. God helped, worked with him to write a book, What Your Dog is Trying to Tell You. He didn't make it to #1, but he made it to #2, and he beat the Dog Whisperer, so that was pretty good. Gail Davies has just signed up with me. She published her own book. It's a wonderful book about a healthy living through a diet made up of raw foods and essential oils. What we're doing together is I'm converting this book to Kindle. We will make it a bestseller, and then I'm helping her with publicity, media training, and a podcast tour to publicize what she's doing. Coming to this room, Mr. William Davies right here. He's the author of the upcoming book, The Referral Factory. William is the preeminent expert, in my experience, on referral marketing and getting referral business. And we're drawing it out of him interview by interview. This will be coming out in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover, and he will then be speaking on the subject, doing training, consulting, and online courses. Mr. Gus Christofi, where is he? Oh, there he is. All right, this is the true educator and advocate here. He has written a book to help his customers not have to call him and spend $95 on a service call that was unnecessary. So I'm helping him get that across the finish line, and it's entirely a labor of love that he has been doing, and we're going to publish it in Kindle and paperback, and he had a great idea, Gus's idea, to promote it with a thing on the back of his trucks. Pull me over and ask for the book. I think it's a fantastic idea. Now, last but certainly not least is Mr. Jeremiah Davies. Now, the reason why it of course has nothing to do with the fact that he's the president of our group. But I want to say to you that Mr. Davies recognized the value of this almost immediately as I described it to him, and he was all in, both feet, and invested the time, treasure, and trouble to get this project going. And we will soon have a book that tells homeowners everything they need to know in order to repair, maintain, remodel, and improve their Northern Virginia home. He's going to have a YouTube channel. He'll have an audio series from it. He'll have a Kindle book. He'll have a paperback. He'll have a hardcover. He'll be a best-selling author. And this is all going to happen by the end of the year. And once it's done, it's done. And he can repurpose that information on an unlimited basis for the rest of his life. Just to wrap up, for me, at a first level, great referrals of people who would use this service are successful entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, and other professionals like CPAs, financial planners, this type of thing, or coaches and thought leaders. Coaches and thought leaders can also be second-level referral sources for me for their clients that are doing great things. Another then, the second level referral source for me would be CPAs who know about successful business owners who have a great story to tell but have not yet had the opportunity to tell it. So I hope you got at least a little bit of something and a little bit better understanding of what I was talking about than the last time you saw this slide. Thank you.